Hey guys, I'm looking too fresh today, so I gotta get off camera because my camera is like shaking right now. It really can't handle like my freshness, so I gotta go. I just wanted to say hi. That was the whole video. Today I'm gonna be talking about my Labret piercing because I've had it for a year and a half or more than that. I definitely have to talk about this because it's one of my favorite piercings and I feel like it's very unique and there's just a lot to say about it. So this video is gonna be everything that you need to know about a Labret piercing. I'm also gonna state some pros and cons and the cost and all that, just everything that you need to know. Let's get straight into it. I made sure to write a lot of notes in my phone because I was so excited to do this video. I was actually not even thinking about doing this video until I saw somebody else do it, and I was like, why have I not, is that English? Why haven't I made a video about my Labret piercing? It's one of my favorite piercings. Yeah, so like here's
baby, I'm not even here.
All of that, quite a few notes. So we're gonna get started. Here's a quick disclaimer because there's just always people that are gonna be mad. My experience is not gonna be the same as yours. Your experience is always gonna be your experience. I'm just talking about my experience and I'm saying this just in case it might apply to you, or in case you just want to know, or in case you just popped on this video and you just want to watch it. It doesn't really matter. I just want to say that nobody's experience is gonna be the same as mine. Let's not get salty in the comments. I think everybody knows by now I did it myself. You know, that's not the professional thing to do that, but I did it and it's done. So let's just, we're over that.
Period!
First thing I'm gonna start with is the cost. I'm assuming that it would be like $50 or $60. It's usually the jewelry that makes like the actual whole thing cost a lot. It's usually like the jewelry and not the actual piercing. But I know that if I went and got it done, it would have been a lot more expensive. Mine was about $10 because I bought a kit on Amazon. But other than that, I would assume it's like $50 or $60. The pain for me was a 3 out of 4 through 10. So out of 10, it was like a 3 out of 4. It really only hurt when I went through the bottom of my lip. Everything else, it just felt weird. It just feels like, you know, cause this, like your lip, I have no idea what's in my lip, but it's not the same as like your ear or your nose. Definitely not my nose because my nostril was painful, but it didn't hurt. It only hurt like when I went through this skin, if that makes sense. For the healing process, I swelled a lot, and I actually think that's due to the fact that I put in the wrong jewelry when I first pierced it. I'm pretty sure I put in a horseshoe or some septum jewelry because I saw somebody else do it and it looked really good. Yeah, but it did swell a bit, but that's normal. It was gonna swell either way. And the pain, there was no pain during the healing process. It was mainly just swelling, and the swelling wasn't even that bad. It made my bottom lip just a little bit bigger. For the size needle, I'm pretty sure I used a 14 gauge. If you're going to get it done professionally, I think there's like I'm pretty sure there's 2 different like size needles you can use when you're like piercing your lip or your nose. But I know I used a 14 gauge. I'm pretty sure I used a 14 gauge. And I don't really know like the correct size or the proper size. I just happen to use a 14 gauge needle. Here are some recommendations that I have. The first one being, if you know you have a piercer that like does all your other piercings but they can't do a lip piercing, just say they can't do a lip piercing, because that's what my piercer couldn't do. If you know that they're not going to do it, then just find somebody else. It's not that deep. The only reason I did it myself is because my piercer did not pierce lips and I did not want to go to somebody else. I don't regret it because it turned out fine, but if you really just want a professional to do it, I say just find another piercer. And also, if you don't like scars, I think if you're getting any surface piercing in general, like a nose piercing or like eyebrow piercing or maybe even a bridge, if you don't want any scars, I don't recommend this because the day I take this out, there's gonna be a scar like forever. It's gonna be there forever. So if you have a problem with that, then I don't recommend you getting a Labret piercing because it's gonna be real easy to see. I also don't know if these like close up after years because I've had mine for like a year and some change, a year and a half. But I just know for a fact that there's always gonna be something there if I take this out. There's always gonna be something that shows that something was there. So if you have a problem with that, then I don't recommend you getting this piercing. Now we're gonna get into the pros and the cons, but I'm gonna start with the cons because we always want to end up on a good note. The first con is that it's not easy to hide. I know that there's a way. I heard somebody put like a clear retainer and then they cut like the balls or something. Somebody's texting me. I'm sorry if you guys hear that buzzing noise. I think that's common like knowledge. If you know you're trying to get a job, or there's a place, or there's people like family that you want to keep your expression from, then I don't recommend getting this because it's like really hard to hide. I don't ever plan on taking this out, and I actually didn't get a job at a movie theater because of this. And like, I don't even like, why does it matter? I feel like, quick rant, I feel like piercings, hair dyeing, your makeup, all of that stuff, it's not really you. It's like, it's a form of expression. Actually, that is you. It is you, and it's how you express yourself. So I feel like it doesn't really matter. We all get it. It's a workplace, it's unprofessional, but like, who at the end of the day, who really is caring about that? Anyway, but yeah, if that's a problem, then I don't recommend getting this piercing because it's very hard to hide. Another con is it's very fun and addicting to play with. You're not supposed to bite on jewelry because it could chip your teeth. I always do that because it's just easy to play with. I like biting the ball. I like sucking on it, which is not smart because you could untwist it without even knowing. You could swallow it. I know a lot of people have swallowed their piercings, swallowed their jewelry, I mean, and it's just, no. It's also fun to like twist, and I didn't do this when it was healing. My piercing is fully healed now, but after doing it for so long, it can get like sore, and I have times where it's like kind of hurting because I just play with it so much. I twist it around, I'm biting it, I'm pulling at it, everything, because it's just, I don't know, it's fun. Especially like when I'm maybe nervous, I'm either messing with my hands or I'm messing with my piercing, and it's not a good habit, but that's why this is in the cons list. The third con is this is a piercing that is at higher risk of body rejection, and that's when you get a piercing and your body just is like no, and it will just come out by itself. Yes, mine didn't reject, thankfully, but I know like everybody's body is different. That's what I'm saying. Like, this only applies to me, but I'm just telling you guys this, and just in case it might apply to you. But yeah, sometimes it could just come out. Sometimes your body's just like, no, I don't like this. It could be the jewelry, but sometimes your body just in general is just like, I don't want this here, so we're gonna get rid of it. The fourth con is something that applies to me a lot. I know I watched multiple of these videos, and this doesn't apply to a lot of people, but it applies to me. It's hard for me to eat foods like apples, because when I go to bite it, it's pressing on, like, because you know the surface of an apple is hard, obviously. So when I go to bite it, just guess what? It just hurts. Like, it depends on like how hard you're going at it. I'd be tearing my food up, so you know it hurts if I'm trying to, like, you know, it just hurts. And then like even if I'm not eating like hard surface food, when I eat food in general, I don't know how this happens, food ends up like getting under. I have no clue, because food goes in my mouth. I could tell you that food goes in my mouth, but I always end up having food under it. It's really gross. But I do clean my piercings every day, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, if that's like gonna irritate you, or if that even happens to you, then just be aware of that. Let's get into the pros, which are way better than the cons. One of the pros is that this is probably one of the fastest this is one of the fastest healing piercings. This took no time to heal at all. Another pro is that it doesn't damage anything. It doesn't do anything. It just sits on the surface of your lips. It sits under and then on top. It's not affecting anything. It doesn't touch your teeth, doesn't touch your gums, nothing. But yeah, it doesn't affect anything. It's super safe. And yes, the next pro is something that I love a lot, and I always like noticed when I didn't have the piercing. This piercing looks good on any lip size, because there's so many like sizes you can get, and it just looks good on any size lip. Your lips can be super big, super small, just right, and this piercing would look good on anybody. And it also is like a gender neutral piercing. It's not feminine, it's not masculine, it's just two balls on your lip. Like, looks good on anybody, any size, period. The last pro is that it's very unique, in my opinion. It's one of those piercings that not everybody has, and that's not why I got it. I think it's just really like beautiful, and it's really like unique to me. Like, you don't walk outside and see everybody with a Labret piercing. You might ever see everybody with a nose piercing or like a septum, but you don't see everybody with a Labret piercing, and I think that's really cool, and I recommend it to everyone. That is the end of this video, but I don't really want to end it because I've only been filming for 17 minutes. Like, it hasn't even been 20 minutes. I don't really want to end the video. I got a lot of clothes recently. Oh my god, my bed looks a mess, but I got a lot of like clothes. I'm thinking about doing like a clothing video or like a haul, something. I'm not gonna like, don't count on that because I don't know for sure, but there's like a lot of videos that I want to do. Oh my god, there's one video that I want to do, but I'm so scared because it's not something that I usually do. But like, who knows? I think I'm gonna end the video because I really have nothing else to talk about. It's 2:25 and I have work at 4 o'clock, and I like to get ready early because whenever I don't get ready early, I usually end up messing something up and being late. So I'm the only one in the house, which is fun. I love filming when there's nobody in the house because I feel like I just have everything to myself. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment anything you'd like to comment, subscribe, join the family, and if you really like my content, make sure that you turn on my post notifications and stay familiar with my upload schedule because I do upload 1 to 2 times a week. And yes, remember to stay whelmed, never overwhelmed, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video.